Hello and welcome to Season 2, Episode 5 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kev, and coming up on today's episode, I've got a live com of the away game against Dover. But before that, let's go through a really miserable month. It's all going a little bit wrong. It all started with that 2-0 defeat against Accrington in the last episode. In fact, that's not strictly true. It didn't start there. It started probably 3 or 4 games before that, and it's only been getting worse. Zach Mills has gone out on loan, but who cares? That was more important. We got absolutely smashed by Maidenhead 6-1 at home. The one was very much a consolation goal as well. We were already 5-0 down by that point, I think. It was just shocking. Unbelievably, we had more of the possession, but just did nothing with it, and we were just terrible. And the media started to get on my back. Apparently, I'm unwilling to experiment. I've been playing my 4-4-2 all season. Not strictly true. I experimented with the 4-2-3-1, the 4-3-3, the 4-5-1. Earlier in the season, we were experimenting with everything. Yeah, we settled on the 4-4-2 from last season eventually, but that's because it was the one that worked. And up until at this point, the last 3 weeks or so, it had been working okay, and it just seemed to suddenly stop working. So I've decided to go back to the 4-3-3, and I'm trying to make this work somehow. It didn't work in this next game. We lost 2-0 at home to York, and that meant we set a new record for 6 defeats in a row, and also 6 games without winning in a row. We're setting records all over the place at Boston this season. Next game didn't get any better. We lost 3-2 away to Chester, again persisting with the 4-3-3 but tweaking some of the player instructions. And in this game we actually made it a 4-3-3 but with a deep midfield player, so it was more a 4-1-2-3, which is what I'm going to be using in the live episode in a moment, so you better see what that one looks like. We used it again in this match and finally picked up a win, 2-1 at home to Braintree. We did have to resort to playing Route 1 for most of the second half, just because we weren't creating anything at all. We weren't really getting the ball in their half. We were having a lot of the ball. We were on about 60% possession at that point, but we just weren't doing anything with it. So for most of the second half, we just lumped the ball forward towards our big strikers, and eventually managed to get a goal. I hate playing Route 1, but we'd lost 7 games in a row, so we had to do something. Next game, we went back to trying to play properly again. We lost 1-0 at home to Tranmere, again with the new system. We played Route 1 again for the whole of the second half, but it didn't come off this time. And as you can see, down to 39% possession. That's just not the kind of football I want to be playing. So, in today's game, we're not going Route 1. That made me hate the world. Dale Southwell refused to come back and play for us. He's played 5 games for Harrogate now. He's scored 5 goals, and he's the Conference North Player of the Month. He could be doing that for us, and we wouldn't be in this pickle. Makes me so angry. I still can't get my head around that one. The board are still happy though. They're still happy that we're not in Conference North anymore, I guess. Understandably, they weren't that impressed with the 6-1 defeat against Maidenhead, but neither was I. And that's where we are in the league, 18th place after 24 games. We have got 26 points, so going by my own rule of thumb of making sure we've always got more points than games played and we'll be okay, we should still be okay. But we can't keep losing 6-7 games in a row, and we need to turn this round into a win today. So today's game we are away against Dover. They're 3rd in the league and are a pretty good side, so it could all go badly wrong. This is the team that we're going to be playing, a 4-2-3-1, as I mentioned before. I am tweaking it each game. This is the first time we've played this variant of it. So this is debut for the wing-backs. I've been playing full-backs up until now, but we need more width, so I'm going wing-backs. It's the first time we'll play Pazicki as an anchorman rather than a deep-lying playmaker. I think I had him as before. And it's the first time that Maurice has been in as a poacher. We had been playing with 2 target men, but that just made it too easy for me to switch to Route 1. That being said, all 3 of those strikers that we're starting the match with, their favourite position is as a target man, so it is going to be quite difficult to resist just lumping the ball up at the three of them if it gets to that point, but I'm going to try and resist for as long as possible because I want to play good football and I think this system could work. So let's get into the match, see what happens. Yes, Tom Field's struggling for fitness. He hasn't really been playing, but he's a much better wing back than the other lad whose name I can't remember. Begins with a B, who has been playing there. So they're playing three at the back. We haven't played against anyone who's played three at the back yet since we've had three up front. This is going to be quite interesting. They could conceivably just man-mark the three of them out of the game, and we don't really have any runners from anywhere else. Their wing-backs are going to probably cancel out our wing-backs, and this could get messy. But I suppose we have the option of withdrawing one of the strikers a little bit, trying to make things a little bit more complicated for them. Or maybe they'll choose not to man-mark and we'll just absolutely bombard them with three big, decent enough strikers at this level. Certainly not struggling with our strikers. We're struggling far more with getting the ball to them and creating chances for them. But we've got the ball here and Field's got the ball out wide, crosses in. There's no one there, unbelievably, but the cross comes back in again from Field. And again, we're not winning the ball. That's a worry. Tempest out to Dixon. Dixon finds Field again in loads of space, but he can't get the cross in this time. And Dover are hitting us on the break here. And we don't have very many men back. And they've got a man over on that far side. But luckily, he is about as useful with it as our players have been for the last few games. And there we are. 20 minutes in. We're not doing too bad for possession. We're not really creating anything, though. But I guess we're playing against third place in the league. If we just don't get hammered today, that's going to be progress. Although, points-wise and league position-wise, we really need a little bit more. But this probably isn't going to be the game where we start to turn the season around. And there we have it. We're 1-0 down. 22 minutes on the clock. It's probably only going to get worse from here. This is going to be one of those pessimistic episodes. In the past, they're usually followed by a really excitable, yay, it's all coming good episode. So hopefully, this is, whatever happens, this is going to be our, there you go, we've hit rock bottom for this season episode. And somehow I'm going to figure it out between now and tomorrow. And it'll all start to come back together. It might even come back together in this match yet. But we're half an hour in and we've only created one chance and it was off target. So I'm not going to get my hopes up. Field's got the ball out wide again. That seems to be our main route of attacking at the moment. And he crosses in there to Moraes, who really should have scored there. That was a clear-cut chance. And Moraes was in loads of space and really should have done better with that. But that's pretty much the goal we're looking to score with this system. And we've got to do better with it when the chance comes. And we're going to be going into half-time 1-0 down. I did do a little bit of analysis on these systems before the match. And though we've only played this system for 2 games now, well, 2.5 at this point, it's the only system we've played all season where we've created more clear-cut chances than we've conceded. And that's still the case in this game. Although we're losing, we've had one clear-cut chance. They've not had any yet. So it seems the system's working, but the players are just not playing well in it at the moment, if that makes any sense. So I think this is the system for us to persist with. It's a nice sentence. But I don't know. Something needs to happen. We need a moment of genius from anyone. We've got so many strikers at the club, we just need one of them to decide to go out and get a hat-trick and get their season rolling again. The longer this goes on, the more I'm starting to think, it was still only 1-0. An hour's gone. We could snatch an equaliser here, and that would be a pretty good result in the circumstances. I'm going to bring on 2 different strikers. I'm going to bring on both Godden and Wootton. They're both smaller strikers, a bit quicker. They can play either side of Bishop. Yeah, we'll do it that way. So Godden's going to be the poacher, Wootton the advance forward. That's just going to add a little bit of pace to the attack. And that, as we get late into the game, having the 2 quicker lads coming on, that might just stretch the Dover back 5 a little bit. See, I'm claiming this is tactical. It's nothing to do with the fact that the players who came off have been rubbish. But we've got the ball here with Dixon, who finds Godden. Godden's got a little bit of space there, finds Bishop, out to Cotton. He's got room to cross here. He does, but doesn't make its way onto Bishop's head. Problem we've got now is we've only really got one player in the middle now for getting on the end of crosses. Oh, and that's a lovely ball, and that deserved a goal. That's Dover with their first clear-cut chance of the game. It was a beautiful cross, but the ball's forward to Bishop, who can't win it. when we've only got the one big man up front now, we really need him to be winning those headers. I think another substitution is upon us. We don't really have much in the way of an attacking option. Will Summerfield is the only guy we can really bring on. I can't really bring him on for Bishop though. We need something. Oh, I suppose we could go to a diamond. Shall we try a diamond? Can Godden and Wootton play together? Are either of them capable of playing deep line forward? Let's have a look. Looks like Godden could. In fact, they both. I think we're gonna have a little look at a diamond. What's the worst that could happen? So if we play Summerfield, we'll do him as a. Should we go shut? No, we'll go attacking midfielder. Let's keep it simple. On attack, we'll make. Well, Godden's the only one who's scored so far this season, so we'll make Wootton the deep lying forward. And we're going to do that. And we've got 10 minutes. And let's see if that's a system that's going to change our season. Diamond is one of those formations I always end up using for a few seasons in my long-term saves. I haven't used it at all in FM16 yet, I don't think. But you never know, now might be the time. But we're not really doing anything at the moment. But there's a corner in from field. Dixon's going to pick up the loose ball here. Can he get the ball back in? We don't really have much in the middle. But he's got a beautiful cross, and that's Wootton, who's made it 1-1. Can't really take credit for the diamond there because it was from a set piece and a cross whipped in, but Wootton's finished that beautifully for that's his first goal for the club. And we're 1-1 against the third place team in the league. Is the diamond the answer? I need you to get involved in the comments and let me know what you'd be doing tactically at this point. I feel like maybe the diamond might be something worth exploring, but the problem is Summerfield's the only attacking midfielder we've got. So it's going to involve retraining someone or bringing someone in. But I'm pretty happy with that. 1-1 away to third place in the league. That could have gone much worse than it did. Well played, lads. If you've enjoyed that episode, make sure you pop a like on the episode. I don't know what I'm saying. And subscribe to the channel to make sure you don't miss out on tomorrow. Thanks very much for watching.